Good morning. This is Geoff Tan, student number 0014423, cohort A1. This is my submission for the Think Aloud Assignment. We will be reading Best of All to a grade 3 class, and we will be using the illustrations to predict and infer what is going on in the story. I realized that I would not be doing a class in the middle of a shop, but I mentioned in my opening paragraph that my wife and I have 9 kids, and my shop happens to be the only quiet place in the house. So with that, Best of All by Max Lucado. Thank you, everyone, for coming to the carpet so quickly and quietly. Jimmy and Cheyenne, I really like the way that you guys are sitting properly and ready and waiting and listening to learn. Well, thank you, everybody, for settling down. Today, we are going to be reading Best of All by Max Lucado. Nathan? Yes, that's right. This is going to be another Punchinello book. We read a couple of books where Punchinello was the main character already. Okay, and so what do you guys think? What do you guys think is going to happen in this story? What do you guys think is going to happen in this story? Can you see what's going on? Okay, well, it looks like Punchinello is getting an award. That's right. So can you see there? He's getting an award. Right. So what would we get an award for? Kayla? Yeah, for doing something well. And has anybody gotten any awards here before? Oh, Sierra. So you got an award for Highland dancing. Good. And what did you have to do to get that award for Highland dancing? That's right. So you had to do your best, and you had to do well, and you had to, perform to the best of your ability. Good. Okay. So what else? Can anybody think of where we might see an event or something that we get an award for? Andrea? That's right, the Olympics. Sometimes if you're watching the Olympics and athletes are doing really well and they come in first, second, and third, they get awards. And let's see what else is here. Can you guys? I don't know. It's kind of small, but can you guys see the award that Punchinello is getting? What is that? It's a W. That's right. So what do you think that might mean? Well, that's Bernadette. Okay. Yep. Winner. That's right. Winner starts with the letter W. So maybe Punchinello is winning something. Okay. And let's look at the title. Okay. Best of All. So do you think you would be getting a medal for being the best of all? Yeah, that's right. Okay. So, well, let's take a look at the story and see what happens. Okay. Yeah, all right. So, okay, yeah, I know the picture looks kind of funny. So here we go. Okay. Higher on the right, demanded the mayor. There was no patience in his voice. Chip, the Wimmick, lifting the banner, stretched as high as he could and pounded the nail into the pole. So let's take a look at the story. Who do you think is Chip? Based on what we just read, who's Chip? Yeah, that's right. This is the guy. This is Chip. He's up here hanging on the ladder. Now, look at what's happening. Do you think he's standing safely on that ladder? No, not really. Not really at all. He's that's kind of dangerous, I think. Okay, so and see if you can see, who do you think the mayor is in this picture? Who do you think the mayor is in this picture? Do you think this might be the mayor? Well, why would you think that? Kira? Well, yeah, that's right. She's dressed in a really nice suit, right? It's a really nice suit. But in the picture, or in what we just read, who was the mayor talking to? That's right. The mayor was talking to Chip. So I don't know if this is the mayor. Let's take a look. Who else can we see in the picture? There's a bunch of people there. What about this guy? That's right. I think this might be the mayor because he's pointing up at the banner, and the mayor was telling Chip to, make the banner a little bit higher. Okay, and so Chip the Wimmick was lifting the banner and stretched as high as he could, and he pounded the nail into the pole, and he wasn't really standing, and he wasn't standing safely on the ladder. Okay, so let's see what happens next. Better? He'd barely asked the question when his ladder began to sway. First one side, then the next. Crash! Chip grabbed the nail he'd just hammered and held on. Perfect, declared the mayor. Just perfect. As the Wibbicks ran to the rescue of the dangling worker, the mayor's wife read aloud the words stretched over the street. Wimmicksville welcomes Miss Best of All. So, what can we tell now from the picture? What can we tell now from having read that? Okay, so who are the other people in the picture? Okay, so we know that this is the mayor. We know that this is Chip. We also know that this is Punchinello because we've read stories about Punchinello before. Okay, but this is probably the mayor, right? This is probably the mayor over here. Okay, so Wimmicksville welcomes Miss Best of All. Oh, she clapped her hands as she spoke. What a wonderful day! Whoever would have thought that such a famous person would visit our village? You know what they say, don't you? Everyone leaned forward. When it comes to Wimmicks, she's the best of all. Punchinello and Lucia were near enough to overhear her words, and like the rest of the townspeople, they were wooden Wimmicks made by Eli, the Wimmick maker. Unlike the rest of the village, they were puzzled. Tell me again, Punchinello asked the mayor's wife, why is she so famous? Because everybody knows her. But why does everybody know her? Because she's so famous. Does that make sense? Does that sound like it makes sense? That somebody's famous because everybody knows them, and because everybody knows them that they become famous? Does that make sense? I don't know. That sounds a little tricky to me. So now let's take a look at the next page. Okay, so what do you see here? Okay, what do you see here? Nicole? Well, that's right. It looks like there's a soldier here. And it looks like he's reading something, right? It looks like he's reading something. Navon? Yeah, look, this soldier kind of looks like a nutcracker, right? You guys ever see the nutcracker? On Christmas time, they hang a little nutcracker ornament on the Christmas tree. Yeah, he looks kind of funny, doesn't he? He looks. What do you notice about the way that he's standing? What do you notice about the way that he's standing? Yeah, he's not really looking down. He's not really looking at anybody, is he? He's kind of standing all puffed up and important. Everybody's sort of looking up to him. Do you think he's the kind of person that you'd want to be? You think he's going to be a friendly person? I don't know. He doesn't look like he wants to be anybody's friend, really. Maybe he looks a little bit mean. Anyway, let's see what happens in this part of the story. So, but why is she coming to Wimmicksville? Punch asked. Well, the mayor's wife rolled her eyes in disgust. Haven't you heard? She's here to choose members for the wonderful Wimmicks Club. Mr. Tan is having a little. That was a tongue twister there. So Punchinello looked like he understood, but he really didn't. He looked at Lucia, and she looked at him, and both shrugged their shoulders. He was just about to ask another question when the watch Wimmick on top of the hill shouted, "She's here! She's here!" So the doors flew open, stores emptied, villagers rushed from all directions to the end of Main Street. Fathers lifted their children to their shoulders, and short Wimmicks elbowed their way to the front of the crowd. There was much shouting and pointing and tiptoeing, standing until a uniformed wooden soldier. That's right. So there we go. A uniformed wooden soldier, looking very official and formal, appeared at the turn of the road. With a scroll in hand and bugle hanging from his neck, he marched over to the Wimmick River Bridge and stopped in front of the crowd. Staring straight ahead At no one, he stood stiffly and all until all had hushed. Opening the scroll, he read in a loud voice. Cut from the grandest forest, carved from the strongest tree, full of sap, only the purest, she's of the highest pedigree. So welcome, ye Wemmicks, to your village so small, the noblest grain from finest lumber, she is best of all.